Азербайджанцы.
Я
Мало
знаю,
что ли
я знаю,
будет
да.
стрелять или что там?
Здесь.
Ну да,
So he said that
здесь,
we could have
здесь
actually got
рядом.
shot at.
We've come to Armenia, a country reeling from defeat in last year's war. We want to see what effect it has had on the people and how a country responds when the national mood is so low. Armenia is located in the South Caucasus region, bordered by Turkey, Georgia, Iran, and Azerbaijan, which includes the Autonomous Republic of Nakhchivan. Then there's this area, Nagorno-Karabakh, or the Republic of Artsakh. The contentious nature of this region is the reason we're here.
Nagorno-Karabakh is part of Azerbaijan.
Let's back up a bit. When Armenia and Azerbaijan were part of the Soviet Union, Stalin assigned the region of Nagorno-Karabakh to Azerbaijan, despite the majority of residents being ethnically Armenian. Upon the collapse of the Soviet Union, the region's parliament voted in favour of unifying with Armenia, referring to themselves as the Republic of Artsakh. Azerbaijan rejected this move, leading to the First Nagorno-Karabakh War. Artsakh, supported by Armenia, won the war and took control of the surrounding regions. Things remained relatively peaceful until September 2020. With Turkey's help, Azerbaijan attacked, resulting in a 44-day war. Thousands lost their lives, and the conflict only came to an end when Russia got involved. They brokered a peace deal that resulted in Armenia losing 75% of the territory it had previously controlled. We are going to Syunik province, an area closely affected by the war, and now on the front line.
It seems pretty stable and safe in these border areas. Would you agree, or would you recommend that tourists go to these places or not? No?
We have just left Yerevan. Where are we going?
Well, we're on the main road now towards the south, and just a kilometre to our right here is the Turkish border, which is a closed border since 1993, and we were just remarking on the fact that it's odd to think there are people living a few miles away from us who we can't possibly ever go and see because the border is closed. That is, according to legend, where Noah's Ark washed up.
85% of Armenia is classified as mountainous, which makes it a more mountainous country than Nepal and Switzerland.
Straight on is Nagorno-Karabakh, 100 meters to the border, which is closed. On the right here we have some Russian soldiers monitoring the border. A lot of this is completely derelict. I assume that's to do with the train line which used to come through here in Soviet times but was closed after the first war between Armenia and Azerbaijan.
Let's just turn the car around to make for a quick escape.
Not sure if I want to stick my head up above the parapet where that.
Can we climb up?
Like it's snug. I really don't know. Do you want to risk it for a biscuit?
I've got that horrible image of me sticking my head up and just getting it blown off. Every noise gives me the creeps. So yeah, there's a barricade here. Imagine there's a little bit of sort of no man's land because it looks like there's another barrier a couple hundred meters further on.
Yeah, there aren't any troops here, right?
Can't see any.
And I think over there, those mountains, that's Iran. Look, you can see there's a couple of soldiers on the road, you see?
Yeah, they've spotted us. Let's get out of here. Here we go, back to safety.
Командир знает, начальник здесь знает.
Не знаю.
Не знает. Никому вы не говорили, правильно?
Нет.
Так
Надо.
нельзя.
Разрешение надо.
Конечно.
So we need
Потому что,
permission to film that.
слушай, потому что
окей.
там азербайджанцы.
Я
Мало
знаю,
что ли
я знаю,
будут
да.
стрелять или что там.
Здесь.
Ну да,
So he said that we
здесь,
could have
здесь
actually got
рядом
shot at
наши.
by...
Знаешь, мой жену отец оттуда из Нахичевана.
Родились.
Да, там родились, там работали, а потом, как я сказал,
Они
что они...
азери или
Ну, они приехали здесь, в Армению уже, там место не дали работать. Ну, он директором или что-то хотел где-то работать, говорит, фамилия будешь поменять. А он сказал, нет, где Армения.
In the Soviet times, this was the main road from Tbilisi, Yerevan, all the way into Nakhichevan.
And now there's just
Даже
a bank.
дорога, вот так эта дорога была. А
Yeah.
потом
Железная дорога.
железная дорога,
еще,
там дальше, чуть-чуть дальше.
Mm.
И закрыто, оттуда закрыто уже все. Там это релейсы снимали, они все украли или что сделали, вот так.
Как были отношения с людьми там?
Сейчас,
в Нахичеване?
сейчас.
Не, раньше.
Раньше хорошо, я сколько раз ехал туда.
Друзей у вас
Да,
были
там это, а здесь это 86 или 87 году. Они здесь приехали, здесь это все, что хотели, продали, вот
Yeah.
базар сделали.
Imagine being in your village and somebody puts up a border in your back garden. Suddenly your world is actually cut in half. You have an impassable border in your backyard. Imagine that.
So we're going into Sunni.
Yeah.
Wow, look at this for an entrance. We just saw a Russian tank driving through this little village with soldiers on top of it. That was awesome.
Amazing.
Wow.
Good fun.
A little bit scary as well.
Ah, they were gentle.
Troops here. Lots and lots and lots. Oh, you see me. Tank and
Russian
control
tank, FSB.
car. Was FSB, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at this huge job to pave and build up these roads.
That's why.
This is still a main road between Tatev and Kapan.
Nobody knows how many people died yet, right? These figures are still unclear, but they're still finding bodies.
We just stopped on this unpaved road from Tatev to Kapan, and there's a tiny little village. It's gorgeous. Where are you taking us? Where are we going? I'll see. What is it?
Our hero.
This is the cemetery.
Alen.
Wow.
Who is Alen? Can you tell us?
Do you know who it is?
He's our heroes. And he died in war.
Yeah? Last year?
Yeah.
Wow. But he lived in the village? Yeah?
Village.
Wow. Do you know how old he was? Like
And died.
20? Wow.
What does this say down here?
Kes basaka çengtunu.
And what does that mean, sorry, in English?
We will never forget you, Alan.
Okay.
It's Garik, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Did Garik know this person?
Yeah.
Yeah?
And get touch it. Oh,
Yeah?
there it is. Yeah.
Snow's building. Yeah.
Does he know where Alen was fighting? Which area?
Там Карват.
David Big.
We just got stopped there by soldiers and they asked to check our passports. And then I had to get out and open the boot. But now we're going into David Beck, which is right on the border, and we think there might have been some fighting here in last year's war.
We have arrived in the town of David Beck, which is named after the former England captain David Beckham. And we're going to see if we can speak to people. Что это Азербайджан?
Да.
Здесь в течение войны что здесь произошло?
Все произошло. Умерли, воевали.
Здесь?
Да.
Человеку голова там была. В этом
Just
повороте.
here, he got his head chopped off.
Жена здесь живет.
Жена здесь была. Он пошел сюда, чтобы вещи отправить туда. А этот момент они летников убивали.
Kef Chilini здесь.
Да.
5 people were killed here in a drone attack. Сейчас как вы себя чувствуете? Как в безопасности или еще?
Опасность.
I think we could go south of here to Chakaten, and that takes us through the Azerbaijani border. I'm not sure if we're allowed. Oh, there you go. So it's trying to take us around 3 hours to get about 10 kilometers, maybe 5 kilometers. I reckon we should just go drive down and see if we can get through. There's a flag just on the top of that hill. It's an Armenian flag, but I think it marks the border. Before I came, I looked at the British government website on foreign travel advice, and it said red, so advise against all travel to within 5 kilometers of the Azerbaijan border.
No, I know that, but as we're proving, it's completely safe here. Everyone's friendly, even the military personnel.
Fucking hell, touch wood. Jesus Christ, Ollie, are you trying to jinx us? It's completely
so
safe.
The road is open. You can travel freely.
This guy just doesn't see anything.
It's fine. It's fine. Everyone come here. This is the place to come on holiday.
We've just seen our first Azeri flag up on the hilltop there, so that is Azerbaijan, but there's no sign yet of any soldiers. We are in Azerbaijan right now, but those are the sort of first buildings. So we've just stopped in Chakaten, and there's Armenian troops. They wanted to help and chat to us, but a lot of the questions we asked, they said, I'm afraid we can't tell you that information. We thought we'd explain what happened here in the safety of a civilized town. So we arrived in Chakaten, and there's some Armenian troops.
They're in a little outpost, and we saw a soldier outside. His lovely uniform and the AK-47, and we thought, let's go have a chat.
He went and got a couple other soldiers. We asked them, how long have you been here? And they said, we can't tell you that.
They said, interestingly, that the relations between the Azerbaijani side and the Armenian side, and the Russians, who are the intermediaries here and who guaranteed the security of the border, they said that the relations are very good at the moment and that the situation is stable. We're heading northwards now towards another part of the border with Azerbaijan, and we're going to the village that's closest to this lake, which is called the Black Lake, where there were some confrontations last month. I think some hand-to-hand fighting, that sort of thing. The Azeris captured a couple of Armenian servicemen and captured about 3 kilometers of Armenian territory.
I just said this is absolutely divine, this countryside.
Camouflaged military outposts over there, difficult to make out. It's all
What's that,
colour
Ollie?
of the glass, because it's camouflage.
There we go.
As well.
A quick shot of this. There's an army encampment and lots of troops.
That military base we just saw was a field camp, right? So it's obviously just been set up recently because of the new border and the conflict at the Black Lake.
It is stunning. Really one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in my life, actually. It's just amazing rolling green hills forever. We've arrived in Hosnavar. About, I'd guess, a few hundred meters up the hill is the border to Azerbaijan. Mihat Haikola, Mihat Fanta, Mihat... Ollie's now walking with some kids because apparently one of them knows somebody in the village who can tell us a little bit about the conflict.
Азербайджане Турция атаковали, ну еле-еле расшишались и все. Ну, почти что месяц прошло. Рукопашные. Мы не после стрельбы, но даже их не рукопашные. Азербайджанцы перешли границу на 4-5 километров и сюда, на Горис, рвали вниз.
Нарушение Это вы
Да,
договор?
да. Это ихний, а остальные наши. Граница так сечется.
Это было как на озере. граница.
Это озеро,
Yeah.
30% ихний.
Yeah, so 30%.
Ah.
The problem was the border ran through the lake, and about 30% of the lake was on their side, on the Azerbaijani side, and 70% was on the Armenian side. It's obviously very difficult to draw a border or to maintain a border across a lake.
Сейчас русские помешались, и они обратно вернулись.
Без русских, военнослужащих и так далее. Как было бы ситуация здесь просто без российских?
Очень
It's a very
сложный
difficult
вопрос.
question.
Я на стороне Европы. Я думаю, что как русские были жандармами в Европе тогда, сейчас тоже они жандармы в Кавказе, в Европе.
He describes Russia.
В прошлом веку, 20-е годы, они наш Карс, Ардахан и так далее, наши земли. Без армян, они с турками забрали. Брат, ты знаешь, они уже взяли все, что им надо было.
Азербайджанцы.
Азербайджанцы и
Yeah,
русские.
the Azeri- and the
Не
Russians.
азербайджанцы, а турки и русские. Взяли каждый по-своему.
Что?
Не конец света. Если я живу здесь, мои дети живут здесь, мы будем стоять до самого конца, до самой последней капли крови. Так что нам некуда бежать.
Вы воевали уже?
Да. Ну, 20 век. Последние.
В 90-х.
80. Мы здесь защищали наши границы 5 лет.
Как вечная война, по вашему мнению?
С ними не можно. Мы и они во веках были противниками.
Yeah. He asked us if he could treat us to anything. But he could give us a coffee or something.
Yeah, I'd really like that. That'd be lovely.
Кофе можно?
Давай, дед.
Вы сказали, что Армения жемчужина христианского мира, да?
В мире первый принял христианство.
Первое государство.
Это армяне
Мгм.
в 301 году.
На первом ряду стоит Армения. Так что нам очень хочется, чтобы Европа стояла на нашей спине.
В 15 году был геноцид. Мы не знаем, что турки сделали с армянами.
He asked
Геноцид.
he's very happy that
Вы
we are here.
интересуетесь
And that we,
с армянами, как живут здесь люди, армяне.
he's very pleased.
Я очень рад, что в мире больше людей знают, кто армяне. Они нас учили, чтобы так мы сделали против них. Мы хотим жить. Мир. Пусть
Yeah.
будет мир.
We all
Мы
want to
здесь
live in
живем,
peace.
зарабатываем, чтобы наши семьи жили. Не было войны. Жили хорошо, дружно. Все. Мы мир хотим, ничего. Ничего хорошего в войне нет. Вы тоже всем людям скажите, что есть такая род земля. Это армяне. В мире армяне.
Yeah.
Как они живут. Вы интересуетесь, значит хорошо.
Моя дочь, они, это наша столица, древняя столица они. Знаете, Турции, мы сейчас отсюда смотрим на нашу столицу и плачем.
Nobody's talked about COVID, like nobody has mentioned it once. Do you think that's because you've got bigger things to worry about?
Yes, that's true. And since we started, the war started at 44, so nobody here cared about COVID because we had more important problems. And who would think about COVID?
Did lots of people flee Kapan, other towns and cities in
During the
Sunik in order
44,
to go to-
mainly women and children. So the men, they took them away.
And have they come back, or are they still in Yerevan?
Yeah, so when everything got quiet,
They came back.
they are demarking the borders with the GPS, which is an absurd. How can you make the borders with the GPS? I still can't understand, the policy of Great Britain as well in this case. I think behind all of this, is the silent politics of Great Britain as well, which is a support for Turkey, for Azerbaijan. So in this case, maybe Great Britain has its own interests.
What are those interests, perhaps?
I can't tell. But nobody spoke, that he broke the law of the NATO, so he can be thrown away from the NATO.
People are seem very hesitant to smile.
Yeah, and don't forget, people are still in shock. Because during the 44 days, what we were hearing, from our Ministry of Defense and officials, that we are going to win, and the last day, suddenly they showed a map that all what we have is lost. There are so many parents, who still waiting, for their children's body.
As far as geopolitical conflicts go, this one is complicated. We certainly don't have any solutions. We came here wanting to see what a country looks like after losing a war, how its people feel. We barely scratched the surface, but we did get a sense of the openness and hospitality of the Armenian people. A people who have gone through unimaginable adversity and still managed to remain hopeful.
Are you optimistic about the future?
I want to be optimistic. I want to be optimistic.
По вашему мнению, что произойдет в будущем?
В будущем будет хорошо.
As our journey was coming to an end, Ollie and I stumbled across a school trip. Some of the mums invited us to join in and wouldn't take no for an answer.